The rain tapped gently against the white glass windows of your bedroom, but inside warmth always bloomed. Jungkook was not just your husband, he was the man who once carried you like the most fragile treasure, even though he was the most weird mafia boss outside these walls. When his deep voice had called every morning back then, soft and teasing, "Don't hide under the blanket, you will miss breakfast." You remembered how he would lean over, pulling the blanket down, planting lazy kisses on your forehead. You would giggle, tugging him closer. "Cook, 5 more minutes." You would win, pretending to fall back asleep. "Fine," he would smirk, wrapping you in his arms. "Then I will stay here too." The two of you used to share everything, late night conversations about silly dreams, shade meals where he insisted on feeding you, walks in the mansion gardens where he would hold your hand so tightly as if the world would steal you away from him. But now it was different. The warmth had slowly turned into cold distance. The kisses faded, the laughter was gone. Jungkook barely looked at you anymore. It began subtly. At dinner, instead of sitting close and serving food on your plate like he used to, he started keeping his eyes on his phone. "Did you eat enough?" you had asked softly, trying to get his attention. "Mm," he said, hum without looking up. You had waited, expecting him to ask you the same, but he didn't. Nights became lonelier. The bed, once a nest of tangled limbs and whispered secrets, became a battlefield of silence. Jungkook lay with his back turned, phone glowing in his hand while you stared at the ceiling, fighting back tears. "Good night, Cook," he whispered once. No reply, only the sound of him typing. Days went by, his touches disappeared, his words became fewer. When you tried to hug him from behind while he was buttoning his shirt for work, he gently pushed your hands away. "Not now, Ryan. I'm late," he muttered. You froze, your hands dropped. He didn't even notice the hurt in your eyes. You tried again the next evening. He came home later than usual. You had prepared his favorite dinner, sitting by the table waiting for him. "Cook," you said with a smile, standing up when he entered. "You are home? I kept the food warm." "I already ate outside," he said flatly, shrugging off his coat. The smile fell from your lips. "Oh, with who?" "Business meeting," he said simply, not sparing you another glance as he walked into the study. The food on the table turned cold, just like your heart. At first you told yourself he was stressed. Maybe the mafia business was heavier these days, but then the excuses repeated. Meetings, calls, late nights, not hungry, not in the mood. The transformation was undeniable. The man who once kissed your hands before leaving now barely said goodbye. The man who once texted you, "I miss you," now left your messages unread. You began waiting for scraps of attention, sitting by the window late at night, watching the driveway, hoping he would return sooner. You wore the dress he once said he loved, only for him not to notice. You touched his arm during breakfast, only for him to pull away to grab his coffee. The ache inside you grew unbearable. One evening, unable to hold it in, you tried to reach him. "Cook," you whispered as he sat on the couch, eyes glued to some file. "Hmm? Your voice cracked. Do you not love me anymore?" His pen stilled for a moment, but he didn't look up. "Don't think too much. That's not an answer," you said, your throat tightening. "I'm busy, Ryan." You swallowed your tears. "Busy with what? Busy avoiding me?" His jaw clenched. Still he didn't answer. The silence stabbed more than words ever could. You turned away, biting your lip so hard it bled. In that moment, you realized you were no longer his priority, or worse, maybe you were no longer his love. Days turned into weeks. You were suffocating at night, lying beside him. You whispered softly into the darkness, as if praying he would hear, "Cook, I miss you." But the only reply was his steady, distant breathing. You curled into yourself, hugging your own arms for warmth. Tears slipped down, staining the pillow. The man who once held you like his world was now a stranger sharing your bed. And you were just a woman waiting for love that seemed to have slipped away. The distance had eaten away at your heart for weeks. Jungkook's silence was no longer just silence. It felt like rejection, his absence at dinners, the way he brushed past you without touching, the way his phone seemed to take more of his attention than you ever did. Each day carved deeper scars into your chest. You began to wonder if there was someone else. The thought poisoned you slowly, whispering in your mind late at night while you lay staring at the ceiling beside his turned back. Why else would a man who once couldn't keep his hands off you suddenly look away, suddenly disappear, suddenly return home with a different scent that wasn't yours? That night you couldn't bear it anymore. Jungkook came home late, the clock already striking past midnight. His shirt was unbuttoned at the collar, hair slightly disheveled, eyes tired but sharp. You had been waiting on the couch, your hands gripping the hem of your dress so tightly your knuckles turned pale. "Where were you?" Your voice trembled though you tried to sound firm. "Meeting," he replied flatly, setting his phone and keys on the table. "With who?" He loosened his tie, avoiding your eyes. "Business partners." You stood blocking his path as he tried to head towards the study room. "You don't talk to me anymore. You don't touch me. Don't even look at me. You come home late, leave early. What am I supposed to think, Jungkook?" His jaw tightened, but he said nothing. Your chest heaved as you swallowed the lump in your throat. The words burst out before you could stop them. "Is there another woman?" The room went deadly silent. Jungkook's eyes flickered just for a second. He didn't answer. Your voice cracked louder this time. "Tell me, did you find someone else?" Still silence. He stared at you, his expression unreadable, and then he looked away. The silence was louder than any confession. Your heart shattered right then. Your knees wobbled, and you felt your body tremble. The man you had given everything to, the man you thought was your forever, was telling you through silence that maybe you weren't enough anymore. "Fine," you whispered, tears burning your eyes. "Don't say it, but I understand now." You turned your back before he could see the tears fall. He stood there for a moment, chest rising and falling, as if he wanted to speak, but he didn't. He grabbed his coat and walked past you, the sound of the front door slamming echoing in your chest like a gunshot. You collapsed onto the couch, breaking into sobs, the kind of sobs that made your whole body shake, that tore from your throat until you couldn't breathe. You clutched your chest, crying into your hands. "How could you, Jungkook?" You whispered into the emptiness. "How could you throw me away like this?" Minutes turned into hours. Your tears stained your cheeks, but the pain wouldn't stop. Desperate for comfort, you dragged yourself into the bedroom. The sheets still smelled faintly of him, but even that felt like a cruel reminder. After 2 days, you opened the cupboard, searching for something, anything that could hold you together. Maybe an old sweater of his to cling to, maybe one of the watches you had once bought him. Your hand stumbled upon a leather-bound book tucked between files. It wasn't like Jungkook to keep a diary. Curious, you pulled it out, brushing your fingertips across the cover of diary. For a moment you hesitated. It felt wrong to open it, but the ache in your heart screamed louder than your conscience. You opened the first page, your breath hissed instantly. The handwriting was his, bold, messy strokes, and the words on the page were in business notes. They were confessions he had never spoken aloud. It hurts more each day. The doctor said it's stage 3. I don't know how much time I have left. Your entire body froze. I can't tell Van. If she knows this, she will stay by my side no matter what. She will waste her life watching me. I can't let her do that. Better she hates me now than cries for me later. Your lips tremble as the tears spilled again, blurring the ink on the page. You turn to the next entry. She asked me if there is another woman. I couldn't answer. I let her think there is. Maybe it's easier this way. If she believes I betrayed her, she can move on when I'm gone. God, it kills me to hurt her like this, but I would rather break her heart now than watch her break when I can't breathe anymore. Your sobs returned, louder, harsher. You clutched the diary against your chest, shaking your head. No, no, Jungkook. The pages revealed more late-night hospital visits, pain he hid behind closed doors, sleepless nights where he wrote about missing you, loving you, wanting to hold you, but stopping himself. She looks so beautiful tonight. I wanted to kiss her, but what if it's the last time? What if she remembers me only as a dying man? No, better she remembers me as a cold. At least then she won't cling on to the ghost I will become. Your cries turned into wills. You slid down onto the floor, hugging the diary so tightly. Every memory of his distance flashed in your mind. The unanswered good nights, the pushed away hands, the late nights out. They weren't betrayal, they were his way of protecting you. But instead of protection, all he had given you was unbearable pain. You pressed your palm against your mouth to muffle the sound of your sobbing. The truth was too heavy, too cruel. Your husband wasn't unfaithful, he was, and in his twisted way he thought breaking you early would save you. Jungkook, you whispered, choking on tears. You idiot, you stupid man. Do you think I care about a future without you? Do you think I would leave you to suffer alone? You rocked back and forth on the floor, clutching the book like it was your lifeline. The realization cut deeper than any blade. The man you thought had stopped loving you still loved you so much. He was willing to destroy himself and you in the process. You wiped your tears with trembling hands, but more kept coming. The ache in your chest spread until it hurt to breathe. You knew the truth he had tried so desperately to hide. The next morning sunlight streamed faintly through the curtains, but for you the world was still drenched in darkness. The diary lay beside you on the bed, its pages stained with your tears. You hadn't slept all night. Every time you closed your eyes, you saw Jungkook's words written in trembling ink, felt the pain he had carried silently. Your chest ached not only because of his suffering, but because of your own secret too. The truth you had hidden, the burden you carried, it all pressed harder on you now, but you had waited long enough. It was time to face him. The sound of the front door unlocking made your heart leap. Jungkook stepped in, his tall frame filling the doorway, his dark eyes scanning the room. His coat clung to him from the morning drizzle, his hair slightly damp. He noticed you immediately, sitting on the edge of the couch, clutching the diary in your lap. His brows furrowed immediately. "Van, what are you holding?" You lifted your tear-streaked face towards him, your voice breaking. "Your diary?" He froze, the color draining from his face. You? I read everything you whispered, clutching the leather cover tighter. Every word, Jungkook. The doctor, the pain, the nights you spent alone, hiding it from me. Silence. He stood there, his body stiff, his breath unsteady. Then he looked away, shoulders sagging, as if the weight of the world has finally crushed him. So now you know, he murmured. Your tears spilled again. Why didn't you tell me? He shook his head slowly. Because I didn't want you to waste your life watching me die. I wanted you to hate me, to think I betrayed you. At least then, when I'm gone, you can move on. Your heart cracked even more at the sight of him, this strong, ruthless mafia boss suddenly looking like a broken man. His hands trembled slightly as he ran them through his damp hair, his eyes glistening though he tried to hide it. Jungkook, you whispered, standing to face him. Do you really think I could ever move on from you? Do you think I would let you suffer alone while I sit and pretend to live? You should, he said firmly, his voice breaking. You deserve happiness, Wine, not a man who is. What if I'm in your place? You will leave me like this? You feel you deserve happiness? No, please don't say that. You should be healthy and happy, Wine. You step closer, shaking your head. Then, I deserve is the truth. What I deserve is to stand by you, not be pushed away like I mean nothing. You hurt me, Jungkook. You hurt me so much with your silence. He blinched, his lips parting to speak, but you pressed on. But even after all of it, you whispered, your hand trembling, as you touched his chest. I still love you. I still want to be with you. I don't care how much time we have left. His eyes squeezed shut, a tear slipping free. Wine, I can't let you throw your life away. That's when you broke. Your tears blurred your vision as you took both his hands, forcing him to look at you. What life, Jungkook? I don't have a lifetime left either. He stiffened, his eyes wide and panic flashing across them. What? What are you saying? You let out a trembling breath, your voice almost a whisper. I have to. His entire body went rigid. He stared at you, his lips trembling, his chest heaving like he had just been shot. No, don't say that. It's true, you choked, the tears streaming down your face. I was diagnosed months ago. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to burden you. I thought maybe I would still have time. I wanted to spend whatever days I had left in your arms, but instead you pushed me away. Jungkook stumbled back, his hands covering his mouth, his shoulders shaking. God, no, Wine, you too? His voice cracked like glass. You reached for him, pulling him against you. Yes, and now you see how foolish we have both been. Hiding from each other, hurting each other when we all wanted was to love. The dam inside him broke. Jungkook's strong arms wrapped around you, pulling you so tightly against his chest that you could barely breathe. His body shook violently as sobs escaped him, the kind of sobs you had never heard from him, raw and unrestrained. I'm sorry, he choked into your hair. I'm so sorry, Wine. I thought I was protecting you. I thought I was being strong, but I was only a coward. He cubed his face, wiping his tears with trembling fingers. Don't be sorry. We both thought we were protecting each other, but no more lies, Jungkook. No more distance, no more silence. He leaned his forehead against yours, his tears mingling with yours. I can't lose you. I can't. You held his cheeks firmly, your eyes blazing with determination, even through the blur of tears. Don't worry, even if comes, I will walk with you, even after, Jungkook. You will never be alone. His breath hissed, a broken sob escaping as he kissed you desperately, like a drowning man gasping for air. The kiss was messy, wet with tears, filled with pain and love and desperation all at once. When he pulled back, his voice was hoarse. Why does fate have to be so cruel to us? You smiled through your tears, brushing his hair back. Maybe it's cruel because it knows only we could love this deeply. Maybe heaven is waiting for us to walk there together. He collapsed against you again, burying his face into your neck, holding you as if letting go would mean losing you forever. The room filled with your cries, but for the first time they weren't from loneliness. They were finally being honest, finally being together. Two broken souls holding each other tighter than ever, ready to face whatever came next. Not apart, but hand in hand. The days after your confrontation became strangely beautiful, even with the heavy truth lingered between you and Jungkook. Instead of silence, there was laughter again. Instead of distance, there were stolen touches, midnight talks, and promises whispered between kisses. You both knew time was short, but that made every moment sacred. Tell me your wish, Jungkook said one night as you both lay beneath the stars on the mansion's terrace. His hand held yours tightly as if afraid you would slip away. I just want you, you whispered, for as long as I can breathe. So you cooked together, danced in the kitchen too long, drives without a destination, and even sneaked into a movie theater like two reckless teenagers. Every day became a memory to treasure. Thank you for watching.